To create a campaign, we will navigate to the campaigns page at the top right. We will click the Create Campaign button, and we will have a simple form to create the container for our campaign. We will give it a name. Select the advertiser. I already have some created. If you don't have the advertisers created, you'll have to do that in a separate step. Select the start and end date for your campaign. Select whether or not you would like to enable lift or incrementality reporting. You can enter an order number for your own reference, as well as a description for your own reference. And then you will select the conversion environment that you would like to track. This could be a website or an app, collectively known as properties. I already have a property set up for, let's say, a website. If you haven't set up a property, you will do that in a separate step. I'll select my property and hit save. And then we have some common next steps. We can jump into reporting for other campaigns that are active. We can create another campaign, create properties, view campaign details, and so on. In this case, since it's a new campaign, we know that we need to start creating placements. So let's go ahead and create a placement. So here, this is where we're creating individual ad placement tracking, for which we will generate tracking tags. So each placement will have its own tag. We will enter our placement name. Let's say in this case, I'm creating a podcast advertisement. Podcast ad placement. We will select a start and end date for this placement as well. We'll enter in a CPM. This is useful for cost per acquisition tracking in later reporting. Let's say this is a $25 podcast CPM. The reference ID is for your own reference. And then we will select a media partner. You'll see that there are many in our list that we are able to track with. You can simply use the search function to find your media partner. Then we will enter a click-through URL. Since we're creating a podcast audio placement, there won't be any clicks, but this is useful for a display advertisement. Typically, you will want to enter the advertiser's website where you are driving traffic. Here in this sample, we'll just put test. And then we will select the creative type. Again, since I've named this placement podcast placement, we will select podcast. We have advanced TV for over-the-top and connected TV, display, podcast, leveraging dynamic ad insertion, or tracking podcast listens through the RSS feed, streaming audio, search, social, and video. So I'll select podcast for dynamic ad insertion. And then I will select the podcast ad server. And I'm done. Hit save. And that placement will be created. You'll have a confirmation, and then you will be directed to the campaign details. So here we have all the details that we previously entered. And we will see the one placement that we have created. Now we can continue to create individual placements by repeating that same process for each placement that we have, or we can also bulk upload placements. So we can import placements, and we have a template that you can download so that you can take perhaps a media plan and enter all the details. If you have hundreds of placements, perhaps, you can enter all this information into this form and bulk upload your placements to make it easier for you to create them en masse. So fill this out. It has all the required fields that you need. Once you save this bulk upload template, then you will select that file and upload it, and it will generate all those placements for you. And that's it. You've created your campaign and your placements. Now you are ready to download those tags for implementation into the ad server for tracking. At the top of the campaign page, you will select download all tags, and that file will be downloaded to your device. And here we can see that we have the tag created for us. So here it is. This is what the tag looks like for this implementation in Megaphone. And that's it. You've successfully created a campaign and downloaded your impression tags.